BMW 3 Series. It's been a benchmark saloon for more than 40 years now. So, probably worth getting up to speed. What is it? Many things, to many different people. A method of telling your neighbors that you're doing better than they are. How you know when the estate agent has arrived. Perhaps the best evidence yet that we're still interested in living in a clearly delineated hierarchical society, despite any arguments to the contrary. But what it is to most people, at least those who have most of their wits about them, is a mid-sized saloon from one of Germany's big 3 car makers. And yes, we said mid-sized. The days of the 3 being a genuinely small saloon were over by the time the first dot-com bubble burst. It's also been the driver's choice for a small, or indeed mid-sized, saloon since it debuted in the mid-'70s. Which leads us to our next point. What's so good about the BMW 3 Series? At the risk of sounding unabashedly positive, most things. But to flirt with the concept of specificity for once, we'll break down the big selling points. First up is handling. And by first, we really mean it. The 3 Series has been the driver's choice of saloon and estate since its inception. And before the 3 Series, the BMW 2002 was already laying some pretty significant groundwork in that regard. It's not just a matter of grip or cornering G, but rather an immediacy of sensation and feedback that other small saloon manufacturers aspire to, and routinely benchmark their creations against. This tactility inspires the confidence you need to explore the 3's performance envelope. Which, to waterboard a metaphor for a moment, is perhaps less of an envelope and more of a shipping container's worth. Second is the luxury. Long gone are the days where a BMW was as Spartan as Leonidas. Modern tastes, expectations and competition, particularly from the interior maestros at Audi, means that a Beamer from the last decade or so will be as plush as a Stone Temple Pilots song. Third is the array of engines on offer. After machinery like the 635 CSI, E34 M5 and E46 M3, BMW straight sixes are getting on for legendary these days. And the 3 Series has been home to some of the greatest. Like the E46 M3, for example. And fourth is, well, the badge. Say what you will about brands, branding or brand worship, the fact is that the BMW roundel has adorned enough seriously special metal to be a selling point in its own right. Much like Louis Vuitton made its name with durable travel cases and Burberry with waterproof garments, both brands, and of course, BMW, can now trade on name recognition as well as expertise. What's so bad about the BMW 3 Series? Given that we're talking about it as a second-hand prospect, we'll gloss over its pretty steep purchase price when new and focus instead on, well, what we're here to focus on. The main problem with the BMW 3 Series is its reliability. While it's far from the start considering insurance fraud just to be rid of it level of flimsiness, it's also well adrift from other used car prospects. Also, in case so much wasn't already obvious, do not commit insurance fraud. Not even if you have a Dodge Nitro. Getting back to the 3 Series, we find a car that returns mediocre reliability results. Issues ranging from the crankshaft to the seatbelts afflict various 3 heirs, with many being the subject of manufacturer recalls, while various customer satisfaction surveys of owners put BMW cars in the bottom half of rankings in terms of longevity and reliability. At the top end of the bottom half, mind, but still in the bottom half. Now, with that said, that specific survey was BMW on the whole, not just the 3 Series. And if you take diesel-powered variants of the 3 Series out of the mix, the proven petrol engines vault the 3 up to second place out of 26 so-called executive cars surveyed. That means that the most interesting, joy-inducing and orally spectacular BMWs you can buy are also the most reliable. And yes, you can quote us on that when you're trying to convince your significant other to buy a 340i. To support our channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. You can write your comments about our video. See you soon.